Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crew Up, CP's quarterly podcast series with Crew Network leaders. I'm Senior Editor Laura Calugar. I'm happy to be joined by Gayle Bourdeau, Chair of Crew Network Foundation. Gayle serves as Vice President and Senior Underwriting Counsel for National Title Agent Land Services USA and has more than 25 years of experience in the title insurance industry. Hi, Gayle, and welcome to Crew Up. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
I'm happy to be here today, Laura.
So first, I'd like to get to know you a bit better. Tell me a bit about how you started in the commercial real estate industry and what led you to real estate title insurance, which is what you do on a daily basis.
Yes, so it's kind of an interesting question and an interesting background. I came from a residential background. My mom was president of a real estate company, and my dad did some development. He developed the neighborhood that we lived in, and I always knew I wanted to do corporate law. And so when I was a summer associate in law school, I was in the business department at a fairly big firm in Massachusetts, and the corporate department was wills and trusts, corporations, and real estate. And I learned how to run titles at the Registry of Deeds and how to issue policies for our corporate clients. So it was not residential; it was all like commercial. And so then when I moved to Boston after law school, I started in title insurance.
Okay, and when was it that you found out about Crew, and when did Crew Network come into your life? Do you remember when you first heard about the organization?
Yeah, so I started at that job in title insurance in 1998, and one of my colleagues was really involved in Crew in the chapter, our local chapter. And so the local chapter in Boston was actually formed pre Crew Network. It was formed in 1982, and then we affiliated with Crew Network in 1996. So the foundation kind of came a couple years after, and just by going to these events with her in 1998 on, that's how I learned about Crew. And then I got to join Crew Boston in 2003 and got involved then. So, and then that's when I learned more about network level and foundation and things like that. So, but I got involved right away in Crew. I served as president of Crew Boston in 2013 and 2014. And then I went and served on the network level 2015, 2016 on their foundation board. So I was on the foundation board then, and then I served on the network board from 2017 to 2018. And then I am now the 2025 chair of the Crew Network Educational Foundation.
So you've been with the foundation for quite a while, and you know a lot about its history. Do you have, I don't know, top 3 moments that you'd like to highlight in the foundation's history? I know that you've been supporting and empowering women through scholarships, career outreach programs, and all sorts of industry research. Are there any moments you'd like to pinpoint?
Yeah, I think yes. The launch of our industry research and Crew Careers programs in 2005 and the introduction of UCrew in 2007 were really pivotal moments for the organization. Our founders were passionate about providing research on women in the industry and strengthening, the talent in the pipeline through this research. Crew Network Foundation is the industry leader for research on women in commercial real estate. So we're pretty proud of that. And as you mentioned, scholarships are a big part of what we do. So that would probably be another top 3 moment is the scholarship program that we launched in 2008. Prior to 2008, the foundation was exclusively doing grant making. And so that was, the start of a truly transformational time for our organization. And since then, the foundation has granted nearly $2 million in scholarships to 296 female students. our last big thing that I'd like to mention is our 25th anniversary was in 2023, and we had a Dream Big campaign that raised over $150,000, which pushed the foundation over the $1 million revenue mark for the first time. And that has been a catalyst in expanding our scholarship program to 40 scholarships a year.
That's great. Tell me more about what the scholarships cover exactly and how young women can benefit from one. What do they need to do in order to be considered?
There are a lot of benefits to one of our scholarships. The foundation scholarship recipients receive 5,000 US dollars for undergraduate and 10,000 US dollars for graduate students, or the Canadian equivalent for tuition and books. They get a paid summer internship opportunity, a complimentary 24-month Crew Network student membership, complimentary registration to the Crew Network convention for the year that they receive the scholarship, plus a travel stipend for expenses related to the event up to $1,000. And they get a 6-month mentoring opportunity with a senior leader in commercial real estate. And the scholarship is open to full-time junior, senior, or graduate students who are female or identify as female. Applicants must have a minimum of 3.5 GPA and be enrolled at an accredited college or university. Applicants must focus their study in one of Crew Network's qualified fields of commercial real estate. And we have 35 fields on the list, so it's a broad range of industry disciplines. And our applications are open from early January and close in early April.
Okay, so the next round is next year.
Yes, so we just made selections. They were just voted on by our foundation board members the other day.
Can you share a success story of a past scholarship recipient whose career was significantly impacted by the help they received from the foundation?
Sure. One story that comes to mind is an amazing woman who's a fellow crew member. Her name is Trish Gordon. Trish received the Crew Network Foundation Scholarship and after graduation became involved in Crew Chicago. She was able to expand her network through Crew and advance in career roles at JLL. She held leadership positions in Crew Chicago and participated in the Crew Network Leadership Certificate Program. And today she's a supporter of the foundation and a mentor to women in the industry. So I feel that Trish is a great example of a success story of one of our scholars.
And that's just one story out of hundreds.
Out of many, like I said, we've given out 296 scholarships so far.
Okay, now I'd like to learn more about the career outreach programs. What kind of partnerships have been most effective so far? Are you working with schools, university, community organizations?
So both high school and college through our various programs. So our Crew Careers program has introduced thousands of high school girls to the many career opportunities available in the commercial real estate industry. And they're hosted by Crew Network chapters. And it's like a hands-on event for girls from elementary school through high school. It's usually a 1-day or sometimes a multi-session program using local real estate developments, projects, or sites, kind of, doing a start of a project from start to finish and the various aspects of who would work together on a deal. And then UCrew introduces college students to the many diverse opportunities in commercial real estate. And Crew Network chapters also host those. They talk about networking, different skill development. There's mentoring opportunities for students at colleges and universities in the various markets. So the success of these programs is a result of the strong relationships our chapters build and foster with the local schools, community programs, and universities, in markets across North America. And that also lets them know about the scholarships that we grant.
Mm-hmm. How do you identify and support young women who may not see real estate as a viable career path? How do you ensure that these outreach efforts and programs are inclusive and accessible to women from diverse backgrounds? Because I know these aspects are very important to Crew Network.
Yes, they are. So as I mentioned, it's the chapters that go out and hold these Crew Careers and UCrew programs. And therefore, we're in various markets across North America and, the world. So our Crew Careers and U Crew program aim to educate girls across all backgrounds and ethnicities in these various markets. We also intentionally share our scholarship opportunities with historically Black colleges and universities and Hispanic serving institutions across the U.S.
And besides scholarships, I know you also support Crew Network with their benchmark study, which is every 5 years, if I remember correctly. In what ways does the foundation contribute to this effort? And are there any recent findings that surprised you?
So, a little over 2 decades ago, Crew Network leaders launched the organization's first industry research initiative with the 2005 benchmark study. And we're doing another benchmark study this year because you were correct, it is every 5 years. So, Crew Network turned to the foundation for funding for the project, and the foundation has supported Crew Network's benchmark study and research papers annually since that launch. Today, Crew Network is the leading producer of research on gender and diversity in commercial real estate, delivering data and action items to advance women and positively impact the industry. Our 2025 benchmark study is currently in progress and will be released in September. The last benchmark study in 2020 revealed that women occupy 37% of the industry, a gender salary gap of 10%, and commission and bonus gap of 56%. We also learned that women hold just 9% of C-suite positions in commercial real estate. Some of these statistics are surprising, and I'm hopeful that they will improve when the 2025 data is released this September.
We'll see. Why is it important to build a diverse talent pipeline, especially in commercial real estate today?
Crew Network and our foundation aim to foster a culture of inclusion and belonging that inspires engagement, breaks down barriers, and accelerates growth and collaboration. We believe that diverse talent and voices enrich our business connections and drive innovation, and ultimately accelerates the success of our workforce and the industry.
One last question. I'd like to know what your top priorities are for the rest of the year.
So, through the end of October, which is the end of our giving year, we are focused on fundraising and engagement to support our scholarships, career outreach, and industry research programs for the years ahead. In addition, we're working to expand our scholarship program outside of the United States and Canada to our other chapters that I had mentioned globally. And in 2026, Crew Network Foundation Canada will administer its own scholarship program, and we will initiate plans to expand our scholarship program eligibility to residents in the UK, France, and Mexico. It's a kind of an exciting time to get involved and be involved in the foundation. It's such an amazing organization.
Gayle, thank you so much for speaking with me. It was a pleasure. I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you for listening. If you liked this episode, please rate and review it on the podcast platform you're using. For the latest news, trend stories, and podcasts, check out cpexecutive.com every day. I also encourage you to subscribe to our recently relaunched YouTube page, which includes exclusive interviews with high-profile executives in the commercial real estate industry. Till next time.